What's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Loki Kia, Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that mid-size SUV that has some amazing fuel efficiency, but it's also getting some changes for model year 2025. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Kia Sorento, but guess what? This is not your regular Sorento. This is a Sorento Hybrid, and it's an SX Prestige trim. But before we get into this fuel-sipping, three-row mid-size SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Kia's been making changes to their lineup, obviously with redesigns, but also with refreshes. Now, last model year, 2024, that's where all the other Sorentos got a restyle, except for the hybrid. But now for 2025, they're bringing the changes, but they're still bringing that great fuel efficiency. Now, of course, in this segment, there's a big dog, a really, really big dog. That would be the Toyota Highlander. That's also available as a hybrid. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for the best mid-size three-row SUV that is a hybrid, do you go Sorento, especially this SX Prestige, or do you go Highlander with Toyota? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, the proportions. Now, if you're wondering, Joe, what the hell is the difference between a Telluride and a Sorento? Sorento is a little bit smaller. So when we get to that third row, don't be surprised because it's gonna be a little bit more cramped. Now, at the front of the business, you'll see that change in the style. So we have our updated headlights, LED daytime running lamps and turn signals, and you'll notice how they did a quadruple stack of LED projector beam headlights, new for model year 2025. As we drop down, we have real deal functional corner air curtains, like the way it's all body colored with a little bit of flat black. And then as we coast across that tiger nose grille, you see the new shape and clean style with a forward-facing camera, like the silver trim just along the bottom, some body color, some gloss black, and then you have your larger grille, lower openings that are functional, that are flat black with a little bit of silver. So I like the way they brought the silver both in the middle and the bottom portion. Let me know what you're thinking about the face of this new Sorento Hybrid. Now, as we rise up, hood is gonna be exactly the same. And it's cool to see that we're in a day and age where a hybrid doesn't have to look weird anymore. If you remember, you go back to the original Honda Insight, the original Prius, those vehicles looked weird. Let's just say it. Let's just call it as it is. These, though, it looks like your standard Sorento with your Kia badge, nicely placed up front. Love the metallic dark gray finish of ours. And then as we come around the bend, if we have some new changes up front, of course you're gonna get some new wheels, even on the hybrid. So here are our hybrid spec, all new wheels for 2025, nice large machined aluminum. I like the way they put a cover over the lug nut area just to clean up the style, but also to help generate that airflow down the side of the vehicle. Now, because this is a hybrid, you gotta be careful. You don't wanna go too big on the wheel because that's gonna hurt your fuel efficiency. So this is a 19-inch wheel. Yes, there are bigger wheels in the midsize SUV segment, 20-inch, 21-inch. Heck, there's even 22-inch. But it's nice that they found a good compromise. Like the way it's got that rotating kind of star action to it. Let me know how you feel about the wheel style with our particular one. Now, the one zonk that I have is when you go hybrid, even with the SX Prestige, you got the flat black around the fender opening. I don't like that. I want to see body color. I think that would look a lot better. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments section. Coming down the side, just a little bit of silver trim to kind of give some pizzazz to the side of the door and the fender. We do have power folding mirrors, that beautiful metallic gray paint, turn signals, and your gloss black, and we have 360-degree cameras on the bottom there. From the side, you could see that this is a mid-size, not a compact. Compact is the Sportage. This is the Sorento, and then of course larger than this would be the Telluride, a little bit larger. We have our raised silver aluminum style roof rails. I like the way that silver finish comes throughout the whole vehicle. Bright shiny metalwork both top and bottom of the window frames, and we have color matched door handles, and then a little bit of sprinkling of the silver along that side skirt extension. Now, as we work towards our rear, they do a great job with styling at Kia, especially on the quarter window. Like the way it's got some nice form and function to it. Definitely the sportier of the looking SUVs compared to the Grand Highlander. Grand Highlander is a little bit more kind of boxy. Depends on what you want. Now, when we swing it around the back, looky what I see. No wiper. Wiper is nicely tucked in up tight, cleans off the whole rear glass. You got that long roof spoiler that extends off, and then you'll see how they did the LED lighting. Still not in love with this split setup. There's just something about it that, I don't know, it doesn't speak to me very well. But of course you got the Kia badge, and then we got a plethora of some badges. You got HEV, hybrid electric vehicle, of course Sorento, that's the name of the model. And then as we go down the ground level, just super clean, no fake exhaust, nothing tacked on, a little bit of that silver trim, some flat black and some body color. But I don't know about you, I'm kind of digging the changes for 2025. Let's pop the hood and talk about MPGs. All right guys, underneath the hood, you do have hood struts. There is that unique power plant. So I'm actually digging the way they have the engine cover. It's clean, there's not a bunch of plastic all over the place. You have your 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, and like it says, hybrid. There's our electric motor. So what are we talking about when we talk about horsepower? So basically, you're looking at, when it comes to the hybrid, 227 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, no CVT. And here's the big kicker, MPGs. 34 in the city, 34 on the highway. So that really, to me, is the most telling, is those crazy MPG numbers. Does anybody want to guess what combined is? 34, 34, 34, 34. But let's go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid SX Prestige. It's a mouthful, but I think you're going to be impressed with what you're getting with this vehicle. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need more room. I have an extra dog we adopted. I found a stray cat, and I got a couple kids, and of course, I'm married as well, so I need the room, but I don't want to go too big. I'm kind of liking this Sorento. How much is it? Very good question. MSRP, remember this is an SX Prestige, you're looking at $48,370. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I love the two-tone material. Look at the soft, dark black material up top, but then look at the grayish blue. Very modern, very sporty. Love the way it's got the stitching on the handle there. The one zonk is the gloss black around the switchgear. But other than that, the door panel looks great. Pocket is on the tight side, so maybe stick with Hot Pockets or Pop-Tarts and a bottle of Yoo-Hoo to wash it down. We do have the Bose premium sound system. And then when you go from the door panel to the dash, love the way they did some nice artwork with the AC vents and they bring the trim around. Soft touch, like the way this is a anti-glare finish. And then slide on in, what do we have? Not one, but two 12.3-inch screens. Obviously wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. I like the way there's a separate screen here, especially the way it could show your battery charge and all that goodies, your motor and the engine underneath the hood. Of course, we go home and it's got all the familiar apps, icons, widgets, and was-its all set up. Throw it in reverse, backup cameras clear as day. This is like 20/20 vision. Something that Steven doesn't have, but that's okay because he still does a great job on the camera, and you're going to do a great job parking because you have trajectory and 360 camera, and you could spin it around. Look at that, boom. Going back into park, right back where we started, and then watch this. We're going to keep sliding, and then you could go right to the map. Love the way they have that set up. So easy, so crisp, so functional. Nice. You got your AC controls, blower fan, and we have some real knobs for your dual climate. work your way down, you're in a sea of freaking black plastic. I think most people will probably operate this like that. That way you could get to your wireless charging, you could get to your 2 Twinkies in the storage bin, your USB-Cs. You do have 3 stages of ventilated seats, but you also have 3 stages of heated seats, which are really nice. Look at that kind of crystal. It's like the dark crystal of rotary shifter knobs for that 6-speed automatic. I like the way it's got the Sorento name in the silver. 2 cup holders. Here's your Kia key fob. I miss the days when it looked like a bomb detonator from the Stinger, but this still looks nice. You can lock the center diff, and of course, you have your different modes, which I'll show you that when you come to the business side of things. 2 stages of heated steering wheel, hill descent control, a place for some small Slim Jims. Love the way you got that bluish gray soft material with the stitching. Open it up, you got a nice little party tray. This is where you're gonna keep all your weapons for your G.I. Joe action figures. Remember, they're not dolls, they're action figures with a kung fu grip. Keep all the guns, the helmets. I used to lose all that stuff all the time. And then you could easily put, I would say, damn, 28 G.I. Joe guys in there. Destro, Sergeant Slaughter, Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Duke. The list goes on and on. Then you also have a little book. This is the history of Kia. So when you're bored and you're sitting on the toilet, you can bring this with you and read the history of Kia. That might inspire you to do great things on that toilet. The seats, love the bluish gray leather material. Look at that, look at the diamond pleating going on. Full electric assist, of course, for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. And then up top, you have that soft Alcantara material. And are you ready for it? Power shade with a panoramic sunroof. So nice that they have that, and you have a digital rear view mirror. So they're bringing it big when it comes to tech. Why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel in this Sorento. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings, a nice little Sorento silver aluminum sill plate to welcome you. And check it out, we have an aluminum brake pedal, throttle, no aluminum dead pedal for some reason. So I am gonna zonk that, but I do like the way you have your full power seat controls, especially, look at this, electric hammy extensions. That's really, look at how it nestles my legs. My legs have never been nestled like that before, ever. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel good in here. Steering wheel, you got the leather, a little bit of gloss black, some flat black on the switch gear. You do have paddles to go up and down that 6-speed automatic, and you do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then your dash, very clear, very straightforward. It's got your 4 different modes, including snow, because remember, we have all-wheel drive, which is nice. And you have those amazing blind spot cameras that the Toyota does not have. The one thing that is missing in here, no head-up display, which I'm kind of shocked for 48 Gs. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the mid-row and see how your passengers are gonna enjoy this Sorento. All right, guys, mid-row time, and I'm telling you, Kia brings it big time, because check out the seats. Just like up front, you got that beautiful pleating going on, the great stitching, that bluish gray color. The big zonk are these freaking armrests. They're like chopsticks. That's how wide they are. Not wide enough for a human arm. Maybe my dog Oscar could lay one of his legs on here. That's about as wide it is. So that's a zonk. But you do have nice solid pockets. Put a personal pan pizza in there. And you even have the cargo net area as well. Maybe put some Pez dispensers. Maybe you collect Pez dispensers like Steven does. Now you do have your AC vents nicely placed. You do have USB-Cs on the back of the seats. And down below, we're gonna test Steven's camera skills. Home power source and a 12-volt. Nicely done. Hopefully Steven was able to show you that. And then you do have heated seats in the center, but no ventilated seats. It seems like for an SX Prestige, I should get ventilated seats in the mid-row as well. But you do have heated seats, which are nice. The seats do slide. And they do recline. It's just that the armrest is very sad. That's a sad armrest. But why don't we go ahead, let's see if I can fit my big body back into that third row, because we got 3 of them in this Sorento. All right, guys, third row time, and I'm just gonna lay it on you with full honesty, this is not comfortable. My knees are way too high. I'm sitting too low in the seat. This is where that Grand Highlander, having that extra room, really comes into play. But what's nice is you do have USB-Cs. I'm trying to look for a damn AC vent back here. That's why I'm sweating so bad. There's no freaking AC. I mean, what the heck is going on here? But what's nice is that you got this little pocket here where you could keep all your sweat. You just let it collect in there, and then maybe you drink it if you get thirsty. That's kind of gross. But like I said, I wouldn't want to stay back here very long. Win for the Grand Highlander. Let's get in that cargo area because I want to go for a drive and see if I could cool off in this Sorento Hybrid. Guys, the most important part of any SUV, besides the space for the people, is the space for your stuff. Nice electric assist. You're going to be greeted to 13 cubic feet of space with the third row up. I always like to show that. Underneath, not much storage because remember we have the battery pack and all that. You do have a little bit of a nook here. I could take that out and you could put, I would say about a baker's dozen worth of Twinkies in there. On a hot day like today, they're going to warm up. It's going to be like eating a nice, hot, creamy, delicious treat if you keep those in there. To put the seats down, I'm so glad they're not electric. It's simple. Anybody could do it. Now you're looking at 39 cubic feet of space. If you notice, you do have, like I was trying to point out to you, USB-Cs on both sides, and then also on the passenger side, here's our buttons to fold down that second row. Now, once you fold down the second row and you have a 12 volt, that's gonna give you 79 cubic feet of space. And they fold nice and flat. That's gonna make your trip to Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, BJ's. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's gonna make your trips so much easier. But let's see what the heck the on-throttle experience is, especially with 34 mpgs in the city and the highway. Let's jump into our Sorento Hybrid and go for a spin. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid. Nice to see them bring the changes from the previous model year finally to the hybrid, and really just a great driving crossover SUV. I mean, the fact that you're getting 34 mpgs in the city blows my mind. But just nice to see the setup with getting to the 12.3-inch infotainment system well within reach. The dash is really clear, easy to read. The only challenge is the gloss black that's in this center area. But the fact that you got the heated seats, ventilated seats, and lots of storage space is really, really nice. Just one thing it is missing is that head-up display. But I'm glad that it has a 6-speed automatic rather than a CVT, and you're still getting awesome MPGs, 34 MPGs in the city and the highway. I have it in sport mode, so that's gonna make it a little bit more aggressive with throttle sensitivity, steering, and of course, how the transmission and the engine behave with one another. Like the way it's got that display on the infotainment system screen where you can see how it's charging when I'm in hybrid mode. And now we're gonna go on throttle. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. So 0 to 60 in about 6.1 seconds, which isn't lightning McQueen fast, but it's still not slow like a slug. The other bit of news is that you just have great visibility. Love all the fine touches, even the Alcantara material on the A-pillars. And these seats are really, really comfy. Not only do they look good, but they feel good as well. The only challenge is that if you really want to spoil whoever's going to be in that third row, Sorento is not going to do it for them. You're going to have to go Grand Highlander. But man, if you want some maximum MPGs, this really, really brings it. Another thing that I noticed that's good is that you don't really tell when the engine is switching on and off, which is good news. Because sometimes with certain cars, it could be very, very aggressive how it turns on and off. This is really, really smooth and very, very comfortable. And then I'm really digging the digital rear view mirror. That's another thing where it just feels oh so good to have that digital rear view mirror up there. It gives you a nice big view. But navigating with this mid-size SUV, I think that it's a good size, where if you're not used to larger vehicles, this is a nice one to step into. The ride quality is great. And of course, because it is a hybrid, that lowers your center of gravity, and that allows you to actually have a smoother ride and better handling than the non-hybrid Sorento. So that's another nice extra piece of the puzzle to getting the hybrid over the regular gas engine version. But having that blind spot camera really makes ease of driving this vehicle. Nice downshifts from the 6-speed. Let's go on throttle again. On throttle, here we go. Up the hill and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. So definitely peppier than your standard Sorento by far. But I think the thing that's making it feel extra good for me is knowing that we have a traditional torque converter 6-speed automatic transmission. That just, it gives a little bit more positive driving effect compared to the CVT. But ride quality is really nice. Even on this road that's narrow and kind of bumpy and ripped up, you're getting good ride quality on those 19-inch wheels. And you're just being pampered with all the amenities in this thing. That's really where it brings it big time over the Grand Highlander. And of course, the seats. I mean, the seats, they look so freaking good, but they also feel so freaking good. So you're really covered both ways. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of what the 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid is all about. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a Sorento second. All right, guys, been another great day in so many ways here at Loki Kia. Definitely got to thank Robert, Danny, and the rest of the team getting us access to this very first 2025 Kia Sorento Hybrid SX Prestige. Let me know what you think. Are you liking the changes to the hybrid? Are you liking that fuel economy? And do you think it's the better way to go over the Grand Highlander? Put your comments in that section down below. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Need to give it up to the man with the big blue hat. Who's that? Stephen Flood. If you see a guy with me with a blue hat on, that is the one and only Stephen Flood. Come up to him and give him a hug. He just loves hugs, and it really makes him feel good. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.